Ang gabi sa lahat. So ngayong gabi ay tatalakayin natin kung ano nga ba yung tunay na kapayapaan. What is the true peace? Sabi nga ng iba. Ang title ng topic natin ngayong gabi is The Source of True Peace, A Journey into God's Will. So ang talata na pagbubulayan natin ngayong umaga ay mula sa aklat ng Acts chapter 16 verse 25. So sabi dito, about midnight Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the other prisoners were listening to them. So, dear beloved, in the midnight hymn of Paul and Silas, as recorded in Acts chapter 16 verse 25, we find a profound revelation about the roots of true peace. Let us embark on a reflective journey into the teachings embedded within the scripture, seeking practical applications that illuminate our path towards a peace that transcends circumstances. So ano nga ba yung katuruan natin sa gabing ito? So una is peace comes from knowing God's will. So picture the serenity that envelops a heart acquainted with God's will. So the teaching invites us to contemplate the transformative power of aligning our lives with a divine purpose. So envision the peace that emanates from the certainty of being in harmony with God's sovereign plan. Second is peace comes from being at the center of God's will. So imagine the security found at the center of God's will. The teaching emphasizes the pivotal role of positioning ourselves within the circumference of divine purpose. So picture the peace that radiates from standing firmly within the boundaries of God's sovereign guidance. Third is peace comes from the worship of God. So visualize the atmosphere of worship as a gateway to profound peace. The teaching unveils the connection between genuine worship and the tranquility that surpasses understanding. So envision a heart lifted in adoration, transcending earthly troubles through a deep connection with the Creator. So ano nga ba yung application natin sa gabi nito? So una is know God's will. So ano nga ba yung God's will? Ano yung will ni God? So in the practical application, consider the deliberate pursuit of knowing God's will. Imagine the moments of seeking divine guidance through prayer, scripture, and discernment. So contemplate the transformative impact of aligning our desires or aligning your desires with God's sovereign plan. Second is be at the center of God's will. So picture the intentional steps taken to position oneself at the center of God's will. Envision the choices, decisions, and surrender that lead to a life anchored in the divine purpose. So contemplate the peace that accompanies a heart firmly rooted in God's sovereign design. So third is worship God regardless of the situation. So imagine a life where worship remains unwavering, regardless of external circumstances. So in a real life scenarios, consider moments when authentic worship transcends challenges. Contemplate the peace that floods the soul through an unwavering connection with God. So ano nga ba yung discussion natin ngayong gabi? So why is being at the center of God's will important to experiencing peace? So this discussion invites us to explore the profound connection between the divine alignment and inner tranquility. So first is as alignment and assurance. So discuss how being at the center of God's will provides a sense of assurance and confidence, contributing to inner peace. So share personal experiences of peace in moments of divine alignment. Second is navigating challenges. Explore how divine alignment helps navigate challenges with a deep-seated peace. So discuss the contrast between navigating difficulties within and outside of God's will, emphasizing the significance of divine guidance. So third is impact on relationships. So contemplate the impact of being at the center of God's will on relationships. Discuss how alignment with God's purpose influences interactions and fosters a peaceful relational atmosphere. So as we engage in this discussion, may we glean wisdom from one another, drawing closer to the understanding that true peace is intricately linked to being firmly rooted in God's sovereign will.